Welcome in, everyone, back on Sports Den. I'm Blythe Whaley, and we welcome back Bill Hupp to our show. Bill, I'm glad we're here, but we're supporting blue today. We're very blue.
Yeah, we're rocking the blue. Of course, I'm wearing the gold tie. It's Olympic season. I've got the Olympic spirit, and we're covering some Olympic sports today.
Yeah, and I'm excited. It's always this time of year when you get to see, the best of the best. When they come out for the Olympics. So for you, have you been enjoying any of those certain winter sports that are on right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Speed skating's always fun to watch. The biathlon, cross-country skiing, people in much better shape than either of us. So it's been a lot. It's been a lot of fun to watch. How about you, Blythe? Favorite sports?
I think I really like snowboarding, and especially like the half pipe and stuff. That's what they call it in snowboarding.
I think so,
too.
yeah,
So
I think that's right.
It is so fun to watch. It's definitely one that I wish I could even at least try to do. I think if I did, I'd probably break my arm or something, but it looks pretty awesome.
A lot of amateurs do, so you wouldn't be the first. So.
Yeah.
But I have to say my favorite sport is ice hockey, and that's where we start this evening with two of our three teams playing former number one Andover last week after the Huskies saw their 7-game win streak snapped by a 2-1 loss to Rogers. Midway through the first period, Huskies on the attack. Gavin Thorson swoops onto the loose rebound in front and snaps the wrister inside the left post to make it 1-0 Huskies. And later, Andover in transition off a Bengals turnover. Caden Casey tapping one into the open net for a 2-0 Huskies lead. Sit down, sir. Early second period, Blaine gets one back on the power play. Alex Hawk walks to the right dot and fires it past Andover goalie Austin Braun's Superman celebration right there. Later in the period, Davis Goman with the Steph Curry strike from just inside the blue line to double Andover's lead. And then less than a minute later, Weston Knox scores a greasy goal on the power play for a 4-1 advantage just before the second intermission. 7 minutes left in the game. Captain Logan Gravnick added insult to injury, pouncing on a rebound. It was 5-1 before Blaine's Bryce Lager added another power play goal from the right dot towards the end. Bengals go 2 for 4 on the man advantage, but ultimately fall at home to the top-ranked Huskies by a final of 5-2. Cougars visiting the Huskies, hoping to salvage a season split and remain within shouting distance to the top of the Northwest Suburban Conference, trying to avenge a 7-4 loss from earlier this season. Early in the first, Andover scores in transition. Logan Gravnick pouncing on the rebound to give the Huskies the 1-0 lead. And then a bad turnover for the Cougars later in the period leads to a snapshot from Kyle Law, and it's 2-1 after one. Centennial fought the Law, and the Law won. Second period now, Caden Casey takes a beautiful feed from Gavin Thorson, his first of 2 goals that he'd score on the night. Matt Everson eventually gets one back for Centennial off the draw early in the third, but it wouldn't be enough. Number 13 Cougars remain behind Rogers and Andover in the standings after their 4-1 loss. And there you see the game summary. Harper Searles picked up the assist. It snapped a 4-game win streak for Centennial. A couple more road trips for Centennial. They'll be at Blaine tomorrow night. We'll have that for you live on North Metro TV. And then up north to visit the Roseau Rams on Friday.
As we take a look at the boys hockey standings, getting to see our team Centennial among the top 3 in their conference record, 9-3-1 overall, 15-4-1. Blaine not too far behind, 7-4-2, 11-7-3 overall, and Spring Lake Park 4-8 and 10-11 overall.
A jam-packed conference standings up there for sure, as they're all chasing Andover, and Rogers still unbeaten in conference play. That's a bit of a surprise for sure.
That's true, and definitely our teams, they hunker down when they're trying to play Andover, being at the top there. They want to have that best performance, but our guys and girls working hard out there. And not only did they work hard on the rink, our teams worked very hard on the court. Guys and our ladies took it to the courts in basketball, and we got to see some fun matchups. This first one is at Centennial. The Spring Lake Park Panthers traveled there last Wednesday. And Avery Dunbar, the senior, getting it started. You see her get the steal, come on down, waste no time, line up for the triple, and bang, she gets it started. Now coming our way, it's Frost driving the lane, kicks it out wide. Grace Pullman, swoosh for the tray early as well. He answers. Stacy gives it right back to Frost, jab step, and opens up KJ Tharp to put in the twos. The Panthers putting some strong defense there on Cummings, but she gets it up. Cubes with the bounce pass and the right-handed lay-in for McCall. Bella Such turns into the Hulk and gets this one up to Nussbaum. In transition, lays it in for the easy two. Cameron Smith here driving, opening up Kaylee Edwards, and she splashes it through. The Spring Lake Park Panthers hanging in there, but the Cougars is full court pressure. They get it in transition. Cummings there finding the hole. But if you look at the scores there, 26-26 in the second half, that final 46-41, that tight matchup. But now for the gentlemen, the Cougars traveled to the Panthers' home court. This one getting us started is Reese Newdahl. He backs him down. Will Kinsey trying to play some defense, but nothing can stop Newdahl. Now Kinsey trying to get it back and gets it to lay in. He powers it through. Ogile is gonna find Anthony, toes the line, and bang, he gets it to fall for three. Mikey Say, he has a lot to say. This steal all the way down to get it to fall in for the two, that hustle play. But in the second half, Peyton Thompson found Freddie Anthony to put it through. And again, splitting the defense, but the Cougars, Ty Burgoon, calling his own name and finding the hole. On this, all the way up the court, this is Peyton Thompson, able to find Mikey Say. This last one for us is Miles Thompson, already up 33 points, but he won't settle. He needed some more. 74-39, the final for the Spring Lake Park Panthers. And as you take a look at these game summaries, Logan Kinsey, 15 points, 11 rebounds, so nice double-double for him. Luke Clark on the Cougars, 10 points, leading the way. But winless since January 13th, so the Cougars will be trying to get that comeback as we head towards this later end of the season. But Spring Lake Park snapped a 9-game losing streak, so it can be done. Our teams have the capability to end a losing streak when they need to.
We'll have a big game as Spring Lake Park hosts Totino Grace in a girls-boys doubleheader on Friday. Blythe and I will have the call, but it was a Cat Clash doubleheader in girls and boys hoops this week as Centennial took on Blaine. The girls' game took place in Circle Pines, a matchup of two teams separated by just 2 games in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Marissa Frost with a lefty layup. She would finish with 11. And then a little inside-out game as Maria Lafreniere hits from inside the three-point line. Sydney Cubes with a baseline J. Centennial led 29-18 at the break. Second half, Lafreniere stops and pops from 15. And then Frost was anything but cold from the field, draining a triple here to extend the Cougars' lead. Blaine made a late run with shots like this three from way downtown. Give it a second. Allison Terry, bang, from way downtown. They pulled within 6 points with 21 seconds left. But the baseball pass makes its way to Camille Cummings, who took Blaine to the spin doctor to put the finishing touches on a 57-48 win. And in the boys' game, Blaine looking to avenge a mild upset loss to Centennial earlier this season. And Ethan Pettis, well, he started hot. Bengals jumped out to a 12-0 lead thanks to a trio of threes from Pettis. He'd finished 6 of 9 from distance. Bengals brought their shooting shoes with them. AJ Call off the curl, catches and hits from deep. Cougars trying to stay in it. Luke Clark with the steal and sweet finish in transition for 2 of his 17 points. And apparently, the bank doesn't close at 5 for Reese Newdahl as he hops into that one and uses the glass. But the Bengals would lead throughout in this one. Brandon Merrigan finishing through contact here to extend the lead back to 15. Reese Newdahl would hit another three-pointer. He'd tie Clark with a team-high 17. And then Callan Tinson-Jenkins puts the finishing touches on a blowout win for Blaine with this nifty reverse layup. Bengals win in a laugher, 74-53. And there you see the game summary. Again, Clark and Newdahl leading the Cougars with 17 apiece. Pettis, 18 of his 20 from beyond the arc. Tinson-Jenkins, a season-high 19 for him. And you see the upcoming schedule as well. Centennial hosting Andover before visiting Elk River. Blaine hosting Rogers before visiting the Crimson of Maple Grove.
And we'll take a look at those standings for boys basketball. Spring Lake Park on the top of our teams, 3-8 and 6-12 overall. The Blaine Bengals 2-9 and 5-13 overall. And Centennial 1-10, 3-14 overall. Again, Centennial trying to break that losing streak like we talked about. So hopefully they'll be able to see that here in the near future.
And you see the upcoming boys basketball schedule. Again, we're nearing the end of the regular season. Blaine, a couple road games coming up, including one to top-ranked Park Center, the #1 ranked team in Class 4A. Centennial, a couple road games coming up for them, a couple tough ones, in fact, as they try to snap that long losing streak. And then Spring Lake Park, as you see, hosting Elk River, and then Totino Grace, a game that Blythe and I will have the call for on Friday before visiting Maple Grove. So some tough games ahead for our teams, but the end of the regular season is coming near.
Yeah, it sounds like a good Friday on tap for us. But we'll take a look at the girls. The ladies basketball standings, Centennial 10-3, 11-9 overall. The Blaine Bengals 8-5, 13-6 overall. And Spring Lake Park 5-8 and 10-9. But Maple Grove still undefeated in conference play, so that's definitely a team that all of these teams will be looking to try to be the first one to knock them down.
As you see the upcoming girls basketball schedule, Blaine lost to Centennial, but then they visit Rogers and Maple Grove, so they turn around and play the top 2 teams in the Northwest Suburban Conference this week before visiting Cambridge, Isanti. Centennial will visit Andover and then have a couple home games against Elk River and Coon Rapids. And then Spring Lake Park visiting a couple road teams this week, heading up to Elk River, and then hosting Totino Grace, I believe, on Friday, and then hosting Maple Grove as well. So some tough games coming up for both the boys and the girls in our area.
And it's not just basketball, it's not just hockey. We have a lot of other sports that we cover on North Metro.
Yeah, yes. Winter is definitely wrestling time. The funny thing is that wrestling and basketball are both Summer Olympic sports.
True.
But we're in the winter, and they play them in the winter. And we head to the mats for a little wrestling after forfeit wins at 106 and 113. First, the captains have to shake hands, of course. Centennial visiting the Huskies of Andover. Very Andover-heavy sports den tonight. At 120, Brian Swenson pins Andrew Person at 120 pounds for Andover. They pick up another forfeit win at 126. And then Evan Just gets some justice back for Centennial, pinning Ben Highland to make it 24-6 Andover. Continuing the theme at 145, Cole Berg pins Tyler Stidham. And then the big fellas at 195, Tremaine Davis pinning Aiden Evans. And ultimately, the Huskies win by a final score of 64-12 thanks to those pins and those forfeits. That's how the team score can get so high. as you see the final right there. Huskies take it over Centennial 64-12. Blaine visited Anoka in boys wrestling in that beautiful old gym at Anoka. And Anoka starting off with a big 5-0 shutout win at 106 pounds. 113 pounds, a big throw attempt doesn't work. And so the Bengals able to defeat the Tornadoes. That should be a wrestling move, the Tornado. Yeah. It's not, but it should be. And then at 126 pounds, again, the Bengals executing their takedowns flawlessly to go on ahead. Tornadoes, one of the best wrestling teams in the state, though. They're a top 5 team in the state of Minnesota. Bengals trying to hang tough at 138 pounds. Big takedown near the edge of the mat. 160 pounds. Bengals pick up another win here on a high-scoring affair. And then here, Anoka closes it out at 220 pounds with the fall near the edge of the mat. It's not like freestyle or Greco-Roman where it'd be out of bounds. They pick up the fall at 220 pounds. And it was all Tornadoes in that one. So, yeah, we talked about hockey on the ice.
Yeah.
But there's another kind of hockey that you were able to call earlier this week.
Yeah, it was a neat experience. We don't always have it on North Metro TV, but when we do, it's exciting. I covered adaptive floor hockey, and so it was very fun as we head to, of course, now the courts.
Back to the court.
So North Suburban Cougars matched up against the Anoka Hennepin Mustangs in adaptive floor hockey CI, and Andrew Cornett getting things started rapidly with that rebound backhand. He puts it in. Now the Cougars, Carson Snell found a way to intercept it and rocket it in for the second goal for the Cougars. This is Will Ventrilli up against the boards, freed it out, and Jack Carlson waiting there. And you see him celebrating, just so pumped that he was able to put in the fourth goal for the Cougars. But Will Ventrilli all over the court puts this low-driven shot up there and in past kicker Abby Pass. Don't let her name fool you. She does much more than just pass. She also scores. 7th goal for the Cougars. Tate Morris pushes up the puck to the waiting Jack Carlson, who's there to line it up. His name all over the place, but Andrew Cornett, this time it is denied. Kicker doesn't allow this one in, but Tate Morris centers it to Jack Carlson. None other than Jack Carlson. He had so many in this game, but the Cougars continue to rally. That's Tate Morris taking on the defense and finding it through. This last goal for the Cougars that we have is Carlson. It's denied by kicker, and then TJ Lickenberg followed it up. A 13-1 score was the final. But what was really interesting, that final score, that one goal that ended up going in from Anoka Hennepin, was in the last 30 seconds. You get to see it was Jaden Peterman who came up for them and didn't allow the shutout, got it done, and at least had that small victory for them at the end of that game. So it was cool to see.
Yeah, near shutout for Centennial, but that must have been a really cool thing to experience and to see. So great to see those kids get to play some sports and participate in high school athletics. We, of course, broadcast all kinds of high school athletics here on North Metro TV. If you want to see what's on our upcoming schedule, visit our website or our YouTube page, and we'll have a preview here, right here, of what's coming up on North Metro TV this week. Tomorrow night, it'll be Centennial visiting Blaine at Fogarty Arena. I'll be on the call for that one. Bengals hoping to reverse the 9-1 defeat they suffered in their first meeting just a couple weeks ago.
And then we take a look at Friday, and as Bill told us earlier, it's both of us on that game, so get excited to see our Spring Lake Park Panthers at Totino Grace on Friday. But it's always nice that it's the boys and girls. So we get that first doubleheader. I don't think we've had one yet this season that we've covered. So
I don't think so either. It should be a good one. It should be a good one. Totino Grace, top-ranked team in Class 3A on the boys' side. and then 2 good girls teams squaring off. It should be a really fun matchup. And
Of course,
yeah,
we're there, so.
we're there, so you know it'll be entertaining. But yeah, just a lot of good sports going on, whether on the Olympic side or in our high school side. It's a lot of fun things going on. Hopefully people are getting out to see them.
Yeah, that's true. And the last thing I want to mention is what's really exciting is this week we're finally going to maybe feel a little bit warmer. As I saw, the temperature is getting into 40, even just like upper 30s is going to feel way different than it's been the last few weeks. So.
Oh, and we'll take it.
Yeah.
We'll take it. So, yeah, still, end of the season coming up. Things are starting to thaw, and, fingers crossed. No funny April snowstorms this year.
Yeah. I'll definitely be crossing my fingers that doesn't happen.
And it's a Valentine's Day episode next week. So tune in. Full of love.
Full of love. We love you guys.
Good night.